You're watching KUJH-TV, Lawrence. KUJH-TV News starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Ellie Grimm.
And I'm Jose Luis Milicic. Thanks for joining us for KUJH-TV's second summer newscast. Applications for carry and conceal permits in Kansas have doubled in the past year. KUJH reporter Sarah Noonan takes a closer look at the application process to find out why guns have become so popular.
It started almost immediately after the election of Barack Obama. Thousands of people flocked to gun stores and filed for new concealed carry permits nationwide. The applications in Kansas have doubled this past year. Matt Moore got his conceal and carry license and says it was a lengthy process.
It was an 8-hour class I took about 6 months ago, and they taught you gun safety, all the laws, which states you can bring your concealed carry in and which states you can't bring your concealed carry in. Then through the district attorney, I had to get a complete background check, and that took about 4 months before I was approved for my concealed carry license.
John Gray bought this remake of the Colt 1911 last year, but says guns are not for everyone.
Most of the people I know in college know. Most of them aren't intelligent or mature enough to own a gun. And I'm not saying I necessarily am, but I've been around them for so long that I understand how best to handle a weapon.
The Douglas County Firing Range offers gun safety and instruction for anyone interested. President of the club, Steve Koch, says knowing about your weapon is crucial.
And I stress to anybody that if you have any questions whatsoever, because I mean, with firearms, some people are like, well, I've owned a gun, and so therefore I know, but you don't know. I mean, until you get a block of instruction, get familiar with it, get comfortable with it, it's always going to be sort of that rattlesnake in the box. And some people don't even understand have you chambered around? I don't know. Well, you've got to know how this operates.
With the rise in gun sales and conceal and carry permits, people still need to be aware of the law.
We're imperfect people living in an imperfect world, and there's always going to be violence. I just think people need to be more responsible about, who's able to purchase guns.
Reporting from Lawrence, this is Sarah Noonan, KUJH-TV.
KU School of Pharmacy was recently ranked number 2 in the nation for research funding. Ellie Grimm takes us inside the ranking.
For the second consecutive year, the KU School of Pharmacy has been ranked number 2 in the nation for research funding. The announcement has faculty, staff, and students excited.
I wasn't too surprised because I knew that it was ranked consistently high for the past few years. I would actually be surprised if it went down.
The rankings are based on data collected from the National Institute of Health's website and then posted by the American Association of Colleges of Pharmacy. This marks the 12th year that the KU School of Pharmacy has been in the top 5.
Folks would really appreciate that we've got an excellent group of faculty here that are on the cutting edge of science, basically, and that's important.
And Aldous said that these grants are not actually that easy to come by. In fact, he says that only about 10% of the applications for this grant money actually get accepted. For more information, you can visit the School of Pharmacy's website. For KUJH, I'm Ellie Grimm. As healthcare costs go up, many people go without seeing a doctor or a dentist until their conditions become too severe to ignore. KUJH-TV's Jose Luis Milicic explains how this way of thinking can hurt everyone in the long run.
The high-cost for-profit system of healthcare in the United States is inaccessible for many.
While most other developed countries have established a universal healthcare system, healthcare costs in the U.S. are spiraling out of control. Americans without health coverage create losses for the healthcare industry, which overall increases costs for everybody.
People complain about hospitals overcharging, and yet they have to look at the cycle of a hospital too, that hospitals can't turn away people that can't pay, so somebody's got to be paying for that. So yes, your insurance rates are higher, so wouldn't it make a lot more sense to have it covered some other way?
Like healthcare, dental care prices are extremely high, and lack of dental care can have a severe effect on people's overall health. High dental care costs make it inaccessible for a large part of the American population.
There's a significant correlation between dental health and heart health, and you can let things go in your mouth and it can affect all different parts of your body.
Many people believe that a universal healthcare system in the United States is the best way to make coverage available for everyone and would help keep costs under control.
Concept of having widespread dental insurance needs to be far more prevalent. I mean, I think most people probably don't have dental insurance.
I think a universal health plan would be a great idea, personally. I think that would benefit the most people in the most ways. Does it have problems? Certainly, but we can't continue escalating healthcare costs the way we are.
Jose Luis Militich, reporting for the University Daily Kansan. For people interested in the metaphysical, the Lawrence Metaphysical Fair was the place to be. Ellie Grimm takes us inside the otherworldly.
The Lawrence Metaphysical Fair was held the weekend of July 13th and the 14th at the Douglas County Fairgrounds. There were 52 vendors at the fair to display their talents and wares, including Jean Finch, a local jewelry maker.
Well, I love doing the fairs in general because of the energy and being around metaphysics and people who are interested in metaphysics.
Besides jewelry, people also had the chance to have past life readings, palm readings, and life path readings done for them. One of the participants who ended up winning a psychic reading was Kelsey Ostrom.
It's interesting. It's stuff I don't really know much about, so I wanted to learn.
Other items sold at the fair included crystals, ancient artifacts, and prayer mats. Representatives for Sensi and Zensational were also on hand. The fair ended up drawing quite a crowd, and coordinator Carol Brown says that the fair will be back here in Lawrence next year. For KUJH, I'm Ellie Grimm. Whether you're getting your summer tan in a salon or by the pool this year, there's one more thing to think about, and it doesn't come cost-free or pain-free. KUJH-TV's Coral Liu reports on the costs and rewards of hot waxing.
Don't be scared. If you want to look good, you always need to pay for it. As the summer just began, it is time for people to get tan skin and remove annoying body hair. In Simply Wax Studio, 15 customers will come today to remove their hair, including eyebrow waxing, bikini waxing, and body waxing. This full-back waxing service costs $60, but everything the customer does is just lying down on the bed. People like waxing because of its efficiency and convenience, even a little bit expensive.
It's good dermal health, it's slow regrowth, it's smooth, there's no stubble.
Waxing hair can remove hair from the root rather than superficially broken off, as in shaving.
The razor stubble or the razor bumps that one gets from shaving. So with waxing, once you wax, you've waxed all the hair off of the surface, and then the skin calms back down and it's smooth.
However, some people would rather shave their hair than go waxing. A KU student, Rachel Watawa, is one of them.
It doesn't grow that much, so I just kind of shave when I need to, kind of as an on-need basis. But I've also heard like sometimes the wax is too hot.
Buying a razor is definitely cheaper than getting a wax service in Lawrence. In Hy-Vee, the prices of these razors range from $3 to $12. But is shaving really safer than waxing? Dr. Matthew Bexton says that shaving hair inappropriately also can cause skin problems.
You can get what's called folliculitis, which is an inflammation or even an infection of the hair follicles. And it usually looks like acne, like pimple bumps. If it's inflammatory, it will resolve oftentimes on its own over time. If it's infectious, then you may need antibiotics. Some people can certainly get other types of infections that are rarer, like a fungal infection and so forth, if the razors are not clean.
Although shaving is much cheaper, it can be as dangerous as waxing. Don't let beauty take away your health. Coral Liu, KUJH-TV News.
Still to come on KUJH-TV News, we'll preview KU volleyball team's 2013 season.
Plus, we'll see how shoppers in Lawrence have been spending their money this summer. Stay with us.
Well, you're wrong.
I'm wrong. You're the one who misrepresented the facts.
Are you kidding? Your proposal is ridiculous.
You have no right to call
You are the worst example of politics.
I stand for something.
Flip-flop.
I stand for something.
Flip-flop or flip-flop.
Your proposal is ludicrous.
My proposal will go exactly the way I say it will.
My dead body.
I think somebody needs a timeout.
That's the power of one.
I motion that I be issued the timeout, and
wow, me too.
Yeah, for sure, you should get a timeout.
I apologize.
apologize.
And I motion that I start showing more respect.
Civility. Pass it on.
Summertime brings a number of shopping events here to Lawrence.
KUJH-TV's Sarah Noonan shows us a few of the ways that locals have been spending their money. Sarah?
Thanks, Jose and Ellie. The annual Lawrence Sidewalk Sale took place last Thursday. Hundreds of people flocked to Mass Street to find deals and discounts. KUJH-TV's Jenna Jackowatz went downtown to see the action.
For more than 20 years, shoppers have been braving the heat and ignoring the snooze button to score some savings at their favorite downtown businesses. Every year, the Lawrence Sidewalk Sale attracts thousands of people downtown for fun in the sun shopping. Carrie Rainey wants to make sure shoppers stay hydrated in the intense heat.
And today I'm out handing out free water for the Salvation Army.
Seasoned shoppers know to arrive early for the best items before they are all gone. And seasoned employees know what is expected of them during the sale, including an early wake-up call. This is Kyle Wedd's first sidewalk sale with Sunflower Outdoor and Bike. Wedd started work at 5:15 a.m.
We'll be out here until people stop shopping. I guess probably, they say it's usually around sundown, so 9 o'clock or so, most likely.
For many shoppers, stores selling everything at a discount was enough to pay a visit downtown. For KUJH-TV, I'm Jenna Jackowatz.
Ever wonder what you can do to help your community? Jose Luis Militich explains how business owners say shopping locally can mean a world of difference.
The 350 Project is a national campaign that encourages shopping locally to strengthen the local economy.
For every $50 spent per month on local businesses, $34 circulates back into the local economy in the form of taxes, payroll, and other spending. Small businesses in the Lawrence community share their ideas on why shopping local is a great idea.
I think shopping local is very important for several different reasons. One, what we're able to provide not only outside of the store in the communities, but also what we're able to provide in the store. I think it represents the qualities of things such as customer service and interactions and products that should be important to people.
Shopping local really helps. There's familiar faces, you keep the money in town. There's lots of things that you can buy in local small businesses that you can't just get at your Walmart or Target.
Our customer tends to be geared more toward the immediate. As far as boards and stuff, because you break a board, you need one right away, you can't wait.
Money is the thing that pushes the political machine, and so when you're spending your money locally, you're able to have a little more control over what's happening in your community. I feel like it's connecting to one another. You know, that you walk into a physical space and you deal with an actual person, and there's a potential for some sort of kinship.
This is Jose Luis Militich reporting for the University Daily Kansan.
Local farmers and their produce have been feeling the effects of the drought. Jenna Jackowatz explains how it's affected the Lawrence Farmers Market.
The Lawrence Farmers Market is feeling the heat from the drought, and summer is only halfway done.
Local farmers gather at 824 New Hampshire Street every Tuesday and Saturday to sell their produce. But with only 0.22 inches of precipitation so far this month, farmers have struggled with their crops. Jillian Allen works for Nut Nation, a company based out of California, but even she notices the drought having effects on the pistachios.
Pistachios, we get ours from California, and our crop will definitely, they've struggled this year a little bit. We'll slow down. In about a month, we'll see our prices increase due to the lack of.
Customers can expect to see an increase in prices of produce, especially those that are grown locally. And unless the rain picks up soon, Lawrence residents will continue to see a small turnout of local produce at the farmers market. For now, all farmers can do is prepare for the next season and hope we see more rain. For KUJH-TV News, I'm Jenna Jackowatz.
That's a look at our segment on shopping in Lawrence. Ellie, Jose, back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Sarah. Sports, where are they now? Nathan Fordyce puts Jayhawk fans to the test on where former KU basketball players are currently playing in the NBA.
Plus, Max Goodwin has a recap of Big 12 Media Days down in Dallas. Sports is next.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Big 12 Media Days means one thing. Football season is getting closer.
That's right, and our very own Max Goodwin made the trip down to Dallas last week. Max, how was it?
It was great. Kansas coach Charlie Weiss spoke to hundreds of media members at Big 12 Media Days in Dallas on Monday. Weiss was straightforward and honest and said expectations will be much higher this season. This year he's plucked a number of junior college talent that could make an immediate impact.
You bring in 25 or 30 high school kids. What are you possibly going to get help out of 10 of them? Possibly? I mean, you know, so when that's the answer right there, you better bring in some guys that, you know, that you have a lot of confidence that are more ready to compete walking in that door.
Well, he told me that he would give me the opportunity to come in and make a contribution to a team that needs help, and I accepted the challenge.
Remember now, when your team is not very good and then you wipe out another 30 players, there's holes everywhere.
You know, Coach Weiss didn't bring these guys in to sit. You know, he brought all these guys in because they're developed players, they're not freshmen, and, you know, he brought them into play. So, you know, that being said, we lost a lot of guys last year, and these guys should make up for that.
At the end of the day, we need to believe in ourselves. If we believe in ourselves, I mean, eventually people will believe in you.
I'm just really excited to see what all these guys can do on Saturday.
KU soccer coach Mark Francis holds a camp each summer for girls from 4th grade through high school. Francis has used this camp to find several of his current Jayhawk players. Over 80 players participated in this year's camp.
This camp this week is 4th grade through 12th grade, and then they're obviously split up according to age and ability. But the camp's been really good for us. We found a lot of players at camp. Caroline Castor, you know, was our leading goal scorer last year. You know, we found her at this camp. She came to camp. We like that kid.
I just remember getting on the field with some of, you know, the KU players that were already there, and just feeling like, oh, this is a really cool experience. And like the last night when we scrimmaged, I like had a really good night and was playing really well, and like that was kind of the highlight, I guess, because I was like kind of shocked myself, and it gave me a boost and made me feel like I could keep up, you know, athletically with the players. So.
I mean, there's just a couple of things really. One is just athleticism. You know, do they have the athleticism and the speed to play in the Big 12? And then obviously the technical part, the way we play, our players have to be technically good. So with the ball, so you know, how's their technique under pressure? Can they play under pressure? How do they solve pressure? If they can do all those things, then you know, it's definitely a kid that we're going to look at.
The KU volleyball team is coming off one of the best seasons in program history. Last season, the Jayhawks hosted a part of the NCAA tournament, but were eliminated by Wichita State. This year, Nathan Fordyce explains why it won't be easy to make a return appearance.
Having one of the best seasons in program history, the Kansas Jayhawk volleyball team will be in battle this coming season. The Jayhawks advanced to the NCAA tournament, but lost to in-state rival Wichita State in the second round. This year, the Jayhawks will have 14 schools on the schedule that went to the NCAA tournament. Coach Ray Bouchard said his team can handle the rough road.
I think if we've ever been equipped to handle a schedule like that, this would be the year, with 7 seniors, 2 juniors that played a bunch, so 9 upperclassmen. Though it will be a challenge, I think this wouldn't be a schedule we'd want to do a year from now with a relatively young team, but hopefully a team that's been through 3-4 years of Big 12 battles would be able to handle a very difficult non-conference road schedule this fall.
The Jayhawks will open with 9 out of the first 10 matches on the road after winning a program record of 17 matches at home. But the road schedule doesn't necessarily mean that teams are afraid to come to Lawrence.
I think anytime you want to set up your non-conference schedule to where you can have some success, and we're no different than anybody else. And I think the sense is, KU was pretty good last year. They got all these kids returning.
With the majority of the roster returning from a year ago, expectations are high. But even with that, Bouchard said the team has set realistic goals and they want to continue to build off the success from a year ago. With KUJH-TV, I'm Nathan Fordyce.
That does it for sports. Jose and Ellie, back to you.
Thanks, Max. Texas country star Granger Smith performed at the Granada Thursday night.
Sarah Noonan joined up with hundreds of fans for the one-of-a-kind experience.
It's a beautiful Thursday night here in downtown Lawrence. I'm outside the Granada where Granger Smith, the Texas country star, is here to perform. Doors just opened and fans are very excited.
I mean, he has the Jason Aldean twang to it, but he's still more down home than the rest of the big stars that are out there now.
I got a chance to speak with Granger before the concert. He says him and his band could not be more excited.
We're going to try to bring them, we're just working on a few new things. So we're going to try to bring them some stuff that they, hopefully, my goal is they could walk away from Lawrence and say to themselves as they're walking to the car, I've been to a lot of concerts here, but I've never seen one quite like this. That's the goal.
Granger has traveled worldwide and says he has found some of his best fans in Iraq and Kuwait.
Going and playing for the troops in Iraq kind of really justifies that I'm doing this for the right reasons. And I didn't realize that until the first time I went, and just seeing what music could actually do for people and seeing if I just give a little bit to these different causes, how much it gives back to me and how much I realize and appreciate, this crazy dream that I'm chasing.
Reporting from Lawrence, this is Sarah Noonan, KUJH-TV.
That wraps up our final newscast of the summer.
We'll be back again next month once the fall semester begins. From all of us here at KUJH-TV, have a great rest of the summer.